talk about the things that are affecting agriculture this Thursday, the 7th day of January 2021. Our ag weather, and neighbor will use the big middle of down on the farm country for today's weather forecast. Sunny, 66 the high, 36 the low. Friday the 8th, sunny, 60 and 35 high and low. Saturday, a few clouds, 56 the high, 41 the low. 70% chance of moisture comes in the evening, 10 or 15 points. The better chance of rain comes on Sunday the 10th, 46 our cooler high, 33 the low Monday morning, and a 70% chance of rain on Sunday, maybe 3/4 of an inch. Now, neighbor, weather can change. Forecast models tend to kind of converge toward the end. So just use this information to plan your field and pasture work accordingly. Neighbor, let's begin our review of commodity markets for today with cotton. Cotton is important to Texas and to this region in particular. The cotton market is lower today as the USDA reported lower sales. Traders have been hoping for big numbers to set a strong demand tone. Of course, last week was also a holiday week as the new year was involved. The government's weekly summary is as follows. Net sales of 153,100 running bales for the 2021 season were down 47% from the previous week and 60% from the prior 4-week average. We did see increases primarily from Pakistan, China, Vietnam, Turkey, South Korea, and Japan. Reductions came from countries like Bangladesh. The U.S. dollar is higher as it continues to work off its oversold condition. That's one of the things that you can point directly toward. When the dollar goes low, cotton sells well. When the dollar goes high, cotton backs off. Of course, the Senate, soon to be under Democratic control, is highly anticipated even greater amounts of stimulus to be passed by Congress, further eroding the dollar. So we might get back into that position later on. For today, close-in support for March cotton, 79.45 and 78.50. Resistance at 81 and 81.50. Hey, neighbor, here's a quick reminder from my friends at McCoy's. You know, Western red cedar can be used in a variety of applications from siding to decking, even as indoor paneling. For folks ready to tackle a DIY project, red cedar is a great choice for decks and play sets, particularly because of its naturally occurring thermal properties which keep the wood cooler to the touch. That's no small feat on a summer day in the McCoy's States of America. Check out the building plans and videos at mccoys.com and get started on your next DIY project using Western red cedar. Available at McCoy's Building Centers. Go to mccoys.com for information. Find the McCoy's store near you. Neighbor, as we look toward corn, beans, and wheat, we see that after having closed higher on 16 of the past 18 trading days, corn is showing heavy pressure to begin the Thursday day of trade, with some of the overnight weakness may be tied to the sharp increase in the maintenance margins at the CME. Some profit taking ahead of next week's January USDA report is likely. Following 6 higher closes, March beans are under heavy pressure also. After gapping several times to a new contract high, palm oil futures finally fell back. In wheat, Chicago futures have plunged 25 cents from Tuesday's new contract high. Rumors that Argentina might be contemplating a suspension of wheat exports, such as they did in corn, to preserve domestic supplies made the rounds, forcing Argentine exporters to rush through export registrations. We'll check on livestock after this. Neighbors, here's a quick reminder from down on the farm and McCoy's. Do you need corral panels and gates? Well, your local McCoy's can help. The 10-foot Tough Mac corral panel, green with a chain connector for $79. How about the 10-foot Tough Mac walk-through corral gate, green with a chain connector, $145.99. For photos and specifications as well as design help, go to your local McCoy's store. For that location of the McCoy's store, go to mccoys.com. Neighbor, as we look toward livestock, of course, cattle is the side of the market that affects this part of the country Very few hogs in this part of the country. Cattle futures remain caught in the crosshairs between higher corn and grain prices and the underlying firmness developing in beef values. Most live cattle futures were unable to etch out a narrow to moderate gain at the end of Wednesday's trading session, while active pressure redeveloped in the feeder cattle trade emphasized market uncertainty developing in the cattle complex. Traders continue to focus on the underlying support, but the focus on corn futures prices nearing $5 per hundredweight, or by the bushel, is likely to curb further market support, especially in the feeder cattle trade. Feeder cattle futures have tumbled nearly $5 over the last 2 weeks, creating growing concerns about the future cost of production and uncertainty if retail beef prices will be able to offset the higher cost. Just a few cattle trades were reported through the afternoon yesterday. Prices at 112 on the hoof in the dirt. The amount of business and interest is not enough to establish a good market trend, though, but the continuation of these prices could point to a $1 to $2 per hundredweight gain over last week's price levels. Significant trade is needed over the next 2 days, and the Packers are expected to become active today. Asking prices are 114 on the hoof in the dirt, 180 hot and hanging on the Packer rail. Neighbor, now for a bit of state agricultural news. Let's go to the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network. Jessica Dommel is at the mic.
Farmer Convention. I'm Jessica Dommel with the Midday Update on the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network. The 2021 American Farm Bureau Federation Virtual Convention kicks off this weekend with some events starting on Friday. Farm Bureau President Zippy Duval says the theme, Stronger Together, highlights the importance of coming together during tough times.
What it means is even in a difficult year, we find ways to unite and focus on the issues that we're facing and find solutions to it, whether it be through policy or whether it just be through working with federal departments to find an answer to that question. And Stronger Together means that even through technology, we can meet face-to-face and talk about those issues and find those solutions.
The convention is free. You can register at fb.org. That is fb.org.
Smart shoppers will tell you they found it on highbid.com. Highbid.com lets you explore thousands of auctions across the U.S. and around the world. You'll find gold coins, sporting goods, classic cars, collectible toys, fine jewelry, household items, and sports memorabilia autographed by the greats. It's easy to search and it's easy to find auctions in your area. Just go to highbid.com. That's HIBID.com and see what everyone is talking about.
After my first car accident, I feared the biggest damage would be to my wallet. I expected a mountain of bills and a long, drawn-out process. But my Texas Farm Bureau insurance agent was there when I needed her and helped me get back on my feet and in my car in no time. Instead of a hassle, I got reassurance and a quick recovery.
Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance today at tfbinsurance.com to find an agent who's there when you need them most. Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
For the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network, I'm Jessica Dommel.
Neighbor Hop Singh is ready to serve us lunch. While he ladles out that jalapeno gravy, let's talk to Carl Herman from Caldwell Livestock Commission Company. They sell them every Wednesday, and I speak with him about this time on Thursday morning. Carl, how did that sale turn out?
It was a good sale. Had a lot of good cattle yesterday. Not as many cows as we've been having. That's a good sign. And we got 2 inches of rain yesterday afternoon. So that's getting some runoff water. That's a good thing. We had about 75 cows and bulls. We had 551 head on a higher market on the steers and the heifers, with 105 sellers and 37 buyers. On the cows and bulls, had about 75 cows and bulls. Slaughter cows, 30 to 58. Slaughter bulls, 67 to $1. Stocker cows, 540 to 800. And pairs, 7 1/4 to 13.25. On the calf side, the steers, 2 to 3 weights, 145 to 190, 3 to 4 weights, 164 to 197, 4 to 5 weights, 144 to 177, 5 to 6 weight steers brought 131 to 153, 6 to 7 weights, 121 to 134, 7 to 8 weight steers brought 116 to 131. On the heifers, 2 to 3 weights, 132 to 157, 3 to 4 weights, 135 to 170. 4 to 5 weight heifers brought 129 to 157, 5 to 6 weights, 117 to 135. 6 to 7 weight heifers, 114 to 122. 7 to 8 weights, 98 to 113. So we really had a good day yesterday with the good cattle, and look forward to a new year.
Good deal. Well, tell everybody how to get in touch with you if they want to bring you cattle or come and buy some next week.
Yes, sir. My number is 979-820-5349. Call the barn, 567-4119. Or if in the Giddings and surrounding area, call Max Ebner. He's got the receiving pens over there on 141. His number is 540-8676.
Carl, we appreciate it, and we'll talk with you before the sale next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Neighbor bureaucrats who never set foot on a ranch want to tell you how to use your land, your water, and more. If these activists succeed, your entire way of life will be at risk. That's why the Texas and Southwestern Cattle Raisers Association works in Washington, D.C. and in Austin to fight for the rights of ranching families every day. But we can't do it by ourselves. Join the Texas and Southwestern Cattle Raisers and help provide a united voice for cattlemen everywhere. For more information, call 800-242-7820 or go to www.tscra.org. Neighbor, there's cattle in the alleyway at Ken Jordan's Jordan Cattle Auction, San Saba. Ken, talk to us about what the sale was looking like when you and I spoke last night.
You bet, Larry. We got right at 2,900 head on the yards right now. That was probably around 630, I guess. I'm looking for 3,300 head tomorrow. We only had about 70 cows, so that leaves us almost 3,200 head of calves and yearlings. Lots and lots of great deals of wean cattle that'll be here. We'll shape up and start up. A lot of cattle available to go to grass later this spring or go to wheat or graze out wheat. And then we also got quite a few of them to go to the feed yard, too. So looks like a really good run. A lot of choice quality cattle, Larry.
Good deal. In San Saba on Thursday. Ken, tell everybody how to contact you.
You bet, Larry. Give us a call. Area code 325-372-5159. We do have the premium sale running order updated on our website. Also, we have several sets of the cattle already listed, what we have there today also, Larry.
Good deal. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you after the sale.
You bet, Larry. Thank you.
Neighbor, let's take a look at the grains courtesy of John Tuggle, 800-288-4453. Sorghum through Corpus in January, March plus 240, 1313. Progresso 1150. Yellow corn through Corpus in January, March plus 45, 540. We'll call Progresso 1015 by the hundredweight. Number one, wheat through Corpus, January delivery, March plus 70, 673 and a half. Houston, March plus 95, 698 and a half. Houston beans, January delivery, March plus 10, 1371 and a half. Placido, March less 60, 1301 and a half. 9,317 bale East Texas cotton, 9,453 of West. 18,770 bales at 76.69. Neighbor, I'm Larry Marble. That's it for Down on the Farm. Hope you have a grand Thursday. We'll see you back. Same farm time, same farm channel tomorrow.